Hi, thank you so much for joining us. We're here today to answer some of your most asked questions and debunk some myths about the ATI TEAS version 7 exam, which launches on June 3rd, 2022. So Haley, what is the ATI TEAS and what are the major changes that are coming to version 7?
Sure. So the T stands for the Test of Essential Academic Skills. It's designed by health science educators and subject matter experts to ensure students that institutions choose are right for the program before they even step foot in the door. The ATITs has been statistically proven to be a valid predictor of early nursing school success. Your score on the T's is one measure of academic preparedness that help in institutions considering your acceptance into the nursing program. The T's consist of 4 content areas: reading, math, science, and English and language usage, and the students will have a total of 209 minutes to answer 170 questions across those 4 content areas. In regards to what's changing with the launch of ATIT's version 7, ATI engaged in a study with ACT to go through an in-depth research and data collection process and essentially explore potential refinements to the T's and the T's blueprint. We completed a survey of ATIT's clients, focus groups, one-on-one interviews, as well as a full academic standard analysis. And overall, we've decreased the number of questions within reading and science, as well as increased the number within math and English and language usage. One of the heavy focus areas was anatomy and physiology during our research sessions. So A&P as a prerequisite versus being included within the curriculum varied depending on the program type. So with that, all program types did feel strongly that some A&P knowledge is necessary to be successful in the program. However, the level of A&P within the science section varied based off of those program types. So we did decrease the total number of A&P questions on the new ATIT's version 7 by about 1/3. And then also within that science section, we went out and parsed out the life and physical science section into biology and chemistry specifically. Also with ATIT's version 7, we will be adding alternate item types. So by alternate item types, we mean multiple select, fill in the blank numeric, ordered response, and hotspot. You can expect to see up to 15% of items within one of these item types. All of the other items will be your standard single select, multiple choice. And some of the reasoning behind that is most institutions already leverage alternate item types on their assessments today, and that they agreed that alternate item types do a better job at assessing a student's knowledge and should be incorporated within the T's.
Great, thank you. So now let's talk about some common questions that we get and myths that we hear about the ATIT's version 7. So is the version 7 exam going to be harder than version 6?
No, and I could answer that. The version 7 is not going to be any harder than what we've had for version 6. The tests are equated, which means they can be compared. So even though we're getting some more questions in chemistry and we're doing alternate item types, it doesn't mean that this exam is going to be any harder. We're still testing the same knowledge. It's just distributed in a little bit different way. So students I know are starting to kind of freak out. The anxiety is a little high because they don't know what to expect. I think you'll find once you take the test, it's not going to be that bad. The alternate item questions, you're going to be able to answer those. And all the question types that we have in there, you will be prepared for.
Great. Is there any additional time to take the exam?
No, we've done a complete evaluation. The time is still the same. You still have 209 minutes and 170 total questions. So 209 minutes to answer 170 questions. And each of the sections, this comes up a lot. So you'll take each section, close that out, and move on to the next section. So you'll start off with reading, you'll move on to math, then you'll go on to science, and then you'll go on to English and language usage. You don't have to take the full amount of time within a section. And before you close it out, you can move within each section to go back and answer any questions you may have reconsidered or flag, go back and answer that question. So if you're in that section, once you close it out, you'll move on to the next section, and you don't have to take that full amount of time.
So same total amount of questions and same total amount of time.
Yes.
What about a calculator for the math section?
Okay, this is our number one question. You will have a calculator. Do not bring a calculator. It will be provided. It'll be a drop-down calculator if you're taking it online. And if you're in person or taking a paper pencil test, a calculator will be provided for you for a paper pencil test. If you're taking it at an institution live and taking it on your computer, it is a drop-down calculator built into the actual exam. And if you want to see any examples, that exact calculator that we have in our practice exams A and B is the same calculator you'll have on the test. So you get to use that and get the look and feel of that.
Speaking of those practice exams, if I've purchased ATI TEAS prep materials for version 6, will those materials still be good to help me study for version 7?
Yes, absolutely. Like we said, the content isn't necessarily changing, it's just the distribution of content. So you may have more questions in the area of science than you will have in some of the other areas like math and things. So do you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, so definitely we're testing against the same content areas, just distributed a little bit differently based off of responses of what is needed for that success within that first year of the nursing program, as well as what you are taught during your secondary education, middle school and high school.
Cool. How long are my TEAS 6 results going to be valid for?
Results are valid. Most schools say that they will accept T6 scores for about 6 months after the launch. However, it is really, really important that you check with the school where you're applying to, because the schools are the ones that set those standards for admissions. So every school may have a different policy as far as how long they'll accept T6 scores, how many times you can take the TEAS test, and how long you have to wait before you take the TEAS test again. So make sure you're checking with those schools to understand the admissions policies, in particular around the TEAS.
So if I check with my school and I know that I need to take the TEAS version 7, what's the best way for me to prepare for that?
And we'd like to say our prep materials are the best preparation for the TEAS 7. All of them that are on our website now have been updated to the TEAS 7. They're aligned to the blueprint, and we have the alternate item question types embedded within all of the questions in there. So you'll get the question types, you'll get the content the way that the distribution is on the blueprint. So you'll be adequately prepared for the T7 using our prep materials.
Awesome. Well, thanks for all that information. If you do want more information, check out the links that are in the description below this video. Those are going to take you to our TEAS FAQ Center and our student blog, which both contain articles that answer even more questions about the ATI TEAS version 7 and direct you to more resources that you can use to prepare for the exam.